You have most likely heard of the heat that Square Enix are currently in regarding the lazy addition of Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers, the main problem being how they got shouted by Fortnite, which, fair enough. That's why I have Everett on the channel to help me evaluate this DLC and how it was released.
When you consider the extra year of delays they had to work on Spider-Man with, on top of the 5 months in between the base game's release date and the original release date of the DLC, which was literally just a character with a bunch of reskins, which in hindsight needed no delays upon the simplicity, the Spider-Man DLC should have been close to a fully fleshed out masterpiece. The Kate Bishop DLC, the first of the confirmed lot, was delayed 3 months. This for some reason had a knock-on effect that delayed other DLC for 3 months at the minimum. For example, Future Imperfect was delayed until March instead of being released in December. War for Wakanda was not shown at the dev stream out of respect for Chadwick Boseman's passing, which was definitely the right course of action. We were then left in the dark until its release in August 2021.
However, this brings us to the case in point, Spider-Man. They had over a year to work on this, and when they released it, there was no story, nearly every costume was lazily designed and somehow got bested by Fortnite, the battle royale game that you shoot people in. The web swinging is on the exact same level as the LEGO games. Sometimes they stick to the buildings, most other times it's just Uncle Ben holding them for Pete. At least the Amazing Spider-Man games didn't let you swing if you were above buildings, even if most of the time you swung off for nothing. But the problem is, those games didn't come out after Insomniac's Spider-Man Miles Morales. The game was arguably the best web swinging in a Spider-Man game to date. This DLC did. Now, you may have heard the general consensus around Spider-Man, that being how the web swinging in the DLC is lazy and slow-paced, and that it was a poor idea making the DLC a PlayStation exclusive, as we already have 2 other PlayStation exclusive games with actual effort put in, and fair enough. That makes total sense. They couldn't even get the finisher to work properly. You know how many times I've tried to perform one and I've just cartwheeled or web zipped? Too many.
Here's a tip to make the web swinging a bit more bearable, if that's even possible. Swing as if you were playing an Insomniac game. Hold R2 and use X to jump off every web. While the camera work, animations, and Ben's benevolence can't be fixed by a normal player, the experience can be helped a little bit.
Actually, on the topic of the camera work and animations, who designed them? Spider-Man's animations, especially the finishers and the tricks, for lack of a better term, those things don't apply to the laws of physics at all. It's choppy, stiff at times, and immersion breaking. So, is the infamous update really that bad? Well, I think people have over-exaggerated. It does kind of feel like Square Enix just threw a character together and called it a day. It's lazy, stupid, and should never have been a PlayStation exclusive, as we already have 2 better games that we could play at any time. At least Eva Hawkeye DLC had missions, which were for some reason more abundant than the campaign. Seriously, 21 for the Reassemble campaign and 22 for the Eva DLC. And the Black Panther DLC only had 10 missions, but at least it was something. For all we know, this was the last DLC released for Avengers. It's the last DLC confirmed as of now. We have leakers who have snooped around in the files to see what they could find, and there is a lot of unconfirmed content, but chances are looking low and the future is looking bleak because of how the game was handled.
I don't feel so good.